morning I'm actually going to be headed off to get the car registered. So luckily this car passed somehow to get a roadworthy here in Queensland. You need a roadworthy to get a car registered, and that passed pretty easily. So I'm actually going to go out and get that registered this morning, so that way we're going to get everything running. We're pretty much ready to go, drive it on the road and do some mad rips, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it. Let's get on the road and we'll see you guys when we get back, eh? What I've pretty much started is I've got everything out of the car so far. I've taken out the CVs, front struts, pretty much just to make anything easier, to sort of make this engine room a bit easier. I was having a bit of issues with the first car in general, taking everything out, because it's a lot harder to do without obviously an engine hoist, or even just a car hoist, as you guys would know of. The rest of the chassis stuff underneath the car, you guys can see, but this brace here, that brace there, and that brace is there. There's the only one that's really actually holding on the gearbox. If anybody actually is interested in some Bilston suspension, this is what's come out of this car. So it's obviously the factory stuff. There's the other front one there. The rears I haven't taken out of the car as of yet. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in any of that, I've got plenty of parts available for this car. There is going to be a full 3-inch exhaust for this car as well, that will be for sale. And it is for the EJ25 only, not the 2-litre. And this gearbox, as I said, is for sale as well. So this is actually cleaned up a fair bit. Luckily, I was able to get a hold of the guy that I bought this car off. And everything's pretty much, he did admit that he had it sent off, the guy previously had it sent off to be rebuilt. So that explains why there's a bunch of, obviously ultra grey sealer, and it's kind of pretty clean. As I said, there's these wheels for sale as well, the Liberty Spec B wheels. There's only 3 of them, but if you needed to be a source of 4th one, I could probably find one. These will be for sale as well. Last thing I'm going to say that's for sale. But if anyone wants some parts, feel free to message me, or just comment, and we can try to sort something out. I just want to get rid of a lot of this parts over here, so let's get started on removing this car motor and let's get going. Under the car, my car.
Which one?
The Saab. Which one? She says.
Yeah.
Can you get the oil pan, please? Oh, fuck! She's tight! This oil drain is on this so tight. I just punched the fucking car. Fuck. That's what gearbox oil should look like. Pretty clean. The other one was like black, like almost like just normal engine oil. It was pretty feral. So I'll get this drained, and then I'll plumb that back up. We'll take off this brace here, and I end up laying a jack down the end, right next to the spline where the drive shaft pops in. That way that holds the weight of the gearbox, and then pretty much we'll be able to undo one of these mounts that's just under this pan here that we'll have to take off, and then go from there. At the moment we're pretty much just going to be putting this engine on the hoist and rip her out of there, and hopefully all goes good. So we'll see how we go. gearbox is out. That was actually probably a lot easier to pull out with the whole motor than actually pulling the gearbox by itself, but in this case we probably will end up having to pull the gearbox apart and try to install that separately. What I might even try to end up doing is actually try to lower the car a little bit more, that way we have a little bit more leverage to lift it up higher, and that'll leave us a little bit of room to sort of drop it down in. But we'll try to play around and see how we go with it all. And what we're going to do now is, I've actually yesterday I scored, so this is the old heavy duty clutch that it came with, just an exidy clutch, and I went and picked up a new plate, so I'm gonna end up throwing one of them in there. I might end up just using the old plate because the new ones, it's still got a bit of beef in it, so we'll throw that in there. Hopefully get the engine in today. If not, we'll try to button a lot of stuff in today and get going on the rest of it, and then we'll just finish it all up tomorrow. We'll see how we go with time. It's still fairly light outside, so we'll go from there. Easiest way I found to do this, to be honest, I've done this a few times and sort of just use the dolly. So use a tyre, use the dolly, put the gearbox on top. I did this with a 5-speed, so it works out pretty well. And then as soon as you take the weight off it, you just pretty much slide it back. The biggest common mistake a lot of people do when they're doing gearboxes, this bolt here, this one. A lot of people make that mistake. They sit here and they'll pry it open and they'll be like, oh, it's you know, it's gapped, but it's not coming out. What's going on? This and this, blah blah blah. That is the main key factor of that thing. As soon as you pull that off, it's just a plug. There's a pin in there, and what I find is actually, I use one of these bolts. I actually have as a spare. I've used multiple times through a Subaru. It's just I think it's an M8 screw. I just use a long one. I thread it in there and then I pull it out. So I'll show you the process when I get to that one. This is what I was talking about. So if you look in there, that thread there, and you just thread her in there. Not a whole lot, but just enough to sort of grab it, and this pin will just slide out. And that's it. That's the troublemaker that a lot of people have. And then this, you pull it up, now that's free, that way it's out of the clutch of the thrust bearing, and that's it. As you can, no, you can't see now. Yep. Okay. We've got the new clutch in, so that's, well, not the new one, but that's the heavy duty clutch. Got the new everything's greased up, ready to go. We've got the fork somewhere, that's got them greased up. I don't have a hoist, so as long as I can make it easier for myself to install this thing, then I will. So let's get putting this box together and then making it happen. I'm taking apart this front case covers because this driver's side one, the cover was broke, if you remember me explaining that. So that's 2 pieces, and while I was here I just did a full rotation on the cams just to make sure everything was lined up in terms of timing. So you guys can see there, you've got your 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and it's exactly the same on the other side. So 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So it's good to know that the none of the teeth were skipped when in the accident. I knew there wasn't too much damage in this in the first place, so that's why I thought I'd just check it. And when we started it, it started up perfectly fine. So let's I reckon we'll be pretty sweet to get this motor in today. So we're gonna get cracking on that. So it's the next morning, or mid-morning, mid-afternoon sort of a thing. Last night it got real dark in order to actually keep filming what was going on with this car. Long story short, motor's in, we got everything completely buttoned up, gearbox is completely buttoned up, drive shaft is in, and what we're going to be doing today, which will technically be for tomorrow for you guys, is getting this car running. Just get everything buttoned up. So this is completely in now. She's in. So what we're going to do today is focus, just tighten this up, and so I'll catch you in the next video for doing that. So thanks for watching, guys.